Hello and welcome to another Let's Play from AppSpy.com. Today we're playing Injustice: Gods Among Us, and it's no surprise that this is yet another freemium game on the App Store, and it's a good reason for us to add it to our series because, you know, these games take a lot of time to get into to really reveal whether or not they're actually worth investing the time into them. I mean, they're free, sure, but hey, you never know whether or not they're going to be sticking it to you and asking you to fork out a lot more than that $0 cost. So, those of you not aware, this is a brawler, a fighter. Yeah, the distinction is sort of a bit blurred here in this particular version of the game, but the console version is most definitely a fighter, in the vein of Mortal Kombat, no surprise there, given the developers. And the iOS version is very, very much cut down in terms of actual depth and complexity, but still features a lot of the stuff that, well, I should say, a lot of the franchise content on offer. So it's very pretty, and there's a lot to enjoy. So let's sort of go over the basics here. Now, as you can see, we've got a roster of characters here. It's all a little bit small, but here we go. We'll zoom in. Each character that you unlock and add to your roster, you can actually purchase them. I'll get to that in a moment. They level up as you use them. You can only use 3 of your characters at a time. Each one adds a special ability either to themselves or to the party itself. Here, the new 52 version of Green Lantern obviously gives himself and his teammates 5% extra health. Really handy in fights. Another one that I like is from the base set is Lex Luthor. He adds 15% damage, there you go, to everybody in the team. Currently I'm running Green Lantern New 52 and Lex Luthor along with Catwoman, because Catwoman does 25% more damage versus people with damage over time. And no surprise, her first ability does damage over time, so she is brutal if you can pull off her combos. We'll get into the actual fighting itself a little bit later. So booster packs, obviously you get a bunch of different cards depending on how much you're willing to dump into it. The characters themselves, they're quite hefty in price, especially the really cool ones. I mean, hey, look, Regime Superman, base cost 220,000. Whew, have to play a lot to get that one. But anyway, support cards, these are the ones I was just talking about. So as long as you've got the character, you can use these. You can see the heart there obviously means more health. Little fist, more damage. Here you go, more energy regeneration, things like that. But let's get into the actual game itself. So I'm only just starting out here, going to a new battle. Now, here's the trick of the freemium. You do have energy. You can see the energy bar there on your hero. Each fight, I'm assuming it'll change depending on the level, costs a certain amount of energy. Usually I'm averse to these sorts of models where you're forced to stop playing, and it does prove irksome if you are like on a roll and you're sort of draining all the energy on your heroes. But the interesting thing is that the energy regenerates quite quickly, so as long as you've got, you know, other characters that you can throw into the mix, as I do here. I've got 6 characters, so technically I could burn through 2 different sets of 2 different teams and continue playing. You know, you will eventually hit a wall where you have to stop playing, which is not optimal, but hey, you didn't pay for the game, so let's go over the basics of the gameplay. Tapping will do light attacks and gives you an opportunity to knock down, as you can see there. Doesn't always happen, but you got it. Special abilities, once you've gained enough energy. And in the case of Catwoman, it will cause bleeding damage, which, if you remember, gives me extra damage. They've swapped out, and interestingly enough, swapping out won't regenerate health, which is kind of weird for games of this variety. But your teammates will gain special ability energy while off on the side, which is handy, although you'll find in a moment very powerful.
You asked for it.
So pretty much given no chance to recover.
This
Playtime for kitty.
And yeah, swiping left and right will just do heavy attacks, which can combo in. And that's really it. You can block, you can attack, special moves, and it's really just a matter of combining these to great effect. Now, building a team is probably where it becomes a lot more interesting / difficult, because you want to build teams with synergies. My team absolutely has no synergy. They have benefits, but nothing that's worth noting. And yeah, they're much lower levels, so they're not really doing much damage compared to my other team. Oh, it's the first guy I've actually lost in a fight. That's always interesting. I guess it means I've got to challenge myself today.
You can still quit it.
Still not good enough though. Hey, new support card. Brilliant. So really, that's all we have to say and show about Injustice: Gods Among Us. Very simple, but I think it's a nice way to whet your appetite before you get into the real fighting game. And for a zero cost, it's not such a bad deal. If there is one benefit, it's that there are sort of tie-ins between the iOS version and the console version. Now, I can't seem to remember where it is. Here we go. So, if you've got a Warner Brothers ID, you can unlock little bits and bobs for the console version for having played the iOS version, and similarly you can get some pretty neat things in the iOS version for having played the console version. So you may consider that a little bit silly, but it seems like the stuff on the console is all sort of nominal stuff, as you can see, portraits and cards and things like that, whereas on the iOS you actually get some legitimate things like a whole bunch of credits and so forth. Anyway, that's our Let's Play, and I hope I did a little bit better this time. Let us know in the comments, and have a good weekend. This has been Andrew with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.